My name is Andrew Sutherland, and I'm the founder of a company called Quizlet. Quizlet is a tool that helps students practice and master whatever they're learning. So students come to us whether they're a veterinary student, or they're in 7th grade social studies, or they're taking a high school Spanish class, and they put the curriculum that they're learning into Quizlet, and we provide them activities, games, and tools that help them practice that material. I started Quizlet when I was a sophomore in high school, and I started it because I was taking a French class and I needed a tool that would help me learn vocabulary. And so I had an idea for a game that would basically ask me a bunch of questions and force me to type in the answers. And then it would grade me and figure out which words I knew and which ones I didn't. And with the ones I didn't, it would make me keep practicing them until I knew all of them. And so with that tool, for the first time, I got 100% on my next test in that class, and I thought that was really cool. So I shared that tool with a few friends. They all started getting much better grades. And then I just kept working on it and eventually opened it to the public so anyone could create their own content on Quizlet. And that was in January 2007. So for the last 10 years, it's been sort of growing through word of mouth, students telling other students, teachers telling students, students telling teachers, that kind of thing. One of the challenges in designing for students is you want to engage them, and you want to sort of spark their curiosity, and it's not enough to just build something that teaches at someone or that sort of presents the curriculum in a dry way. Like, you want to have ideally some sort of game element. You want to have some color and some sound, and create some level of interaction and sort of real-time feedback and stuff like that. So, students are used to playing games on their phone. They're used to all these other apps that they have that are super high-quality consumer software experiences, and we have to sort of match that. And I think one of the challenges for educational technology in the past has been that the user experience design and the visual design just has always been not quite as good as the other stuff that people are using in their regular life. And so we try to sort of match or exceed whatever else they're using in the sort of rest of their life. A big part of what we do is designing new learning activities and new games. And so the first part of that process is figuring out what we want to build and what the purpose of the game will be, and what's the sort of core learning objective that we're trying to solve. As we are thinking about new games and activities we want to build, we always start with a prototype, like a really rough mock-up of what the game might be. And what we're usually trying to prove is sort of the kernel of something fun or interesting. We usually build an actual live demo, and we have the sort of engineering team that's capable of doing that. But it won't have any instructions. It'll be pretty hard to use usually, but once you sort of get students into it, we can usually tell pretty quickly whether there's a fun dynamic or it creates some interaction between students that's really interesting. And that's what we look for when we're sort of testing a prototype. Like, does it have the spark of an interesting idea, rather than is this easy to use? Are people going to use it? You just want to see if it generates any emotions, basically. So we collect feedback from our users in a lot of different ways. We do school visits where we go out to classrooms and observe the students and teachers using Quizlet in their sort of native environments. And we try to do that once a month. We have a whole team that's set up to facilitate that. And anytime we're prototyping a new thing, we'll go out and try it in real classrooms. We also solicit feedback through our website and apps. So we get users to write in and give bug reports or suggest new features, and that's a huge source of a lot of our ideas. And we also bring students into the office. We like having field trips where Students come in and they'll often present to our team new ideas that they have for Quizlet, and that's so much fun because the whole team can be there and watch the kids, and having that emotional connection with our users is really important to our team. It's a big motivator, so we like to do that as much as possible. When I started Quizlet, I was basically building it for myself, and I had so much empathy for the problem I was trying to solve because it was for myself. And so, I would be studying for my normal classes, and then I would be using Quizlet, and I would realize that there was some bug or some feature that was too slow to use, and I would put my books aside and I would program an improvement to it, and then I'd get them again and see if that made it better. And actually, that's one of the challenges we have now, is that I'm no longer a student, and our team are no longer students, and so we have to do a lot of work to both get ourselves into that mindset and use the product as students ourselves, but also bring in as many users and people as possible that are our core users. And there's no way that we'll build something great in a vacuum or just sort of sitting in our office in the conference room and doing it on the whiteboard. We really have to sort of draw out the feelings and emotions and ideas of our users to build something great.